I'm Charlotte, a total pizza beginner, and this is How to Pizza, a series where a few wonderfully patient, incredibly confident pizza pros are going to teach me everything from setting up my Gozney to feeling confident making pizza in my own backyard.
Hey, welcome to How to Pizza. I'm Charlotte Hemmings, and I am here in windy, variable weather England with Gozney and Perez, who is going to teach me everything I need to know about setting up my Gozney dome and how to make my first pizzas. Here he is. Let's get it going. We got it set up, pulled the sticker off, but where's the best place to keep it, park it?
You definitely want to set it up outside, flat surface, wall-ventilated area. So for here, we've got it set up on our nice little patio outdoors, and it's connected to a 30-pound gas tank.
Just not the small ones.
Not the small ones, not the camping propane tanks. You
Okay.
want the big boys.
Okay. And then away from a wall.
A nice little safe space around there. So
And
that
what if it gets windy?
if it gets windy, you want to just set it up so that wind's not blowing directly into the oven, because then that will affect that flame. And
And then I just do that by unlocking the wheels and then
yeah,
turning
just maneuvering it.
Okay.
Yep. But
Okay.
always want to make sure it's locked when you are using the oven.
Okay. What goes first? This is a very European one. You guys, I don't think I should be left alone to do this for real. Are you just gonna watch me? No one's teaching me. Louis!
All right, so this is going to tell you the ambient temperature within the oven, okay?
Okay.
So it's nice to turn that on, and then from there, you're going to hear this clicking. That clicking is turning on our pilot light,
Okay.
and you'll hear that pilot light kick on.
Okay.
And then once you hear that pilot light, you're going to twist it down to low. And that flame is going to run for about probably 30 to 40 minutes to cure this stone for its first fire, okay?
First fire
Yeah.
cure. So you can't cook pizza directly on it. I need to cure it first.
Definitely want to cure it first, especially if it's your first fire. So we're going to let that thing cure for about 30 minutes or so, and you'll see this temperature climb up to about probably 500 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so I just crank it to cure it. You crank it all the way high.
It's
Or
going to be
am I
on
curing
low.
low?
Curing on low. Low and slow.
I'm glad I clarified that, Louis.
Slow and steady wins the race. And then once it's cured for about 30, 40 minutes, crank it up to high if you want to make some Neapolitan-style pizza.
Okay. Okay, so we talked about the accessories that come with it, the puck, the thing for the wood. These are some extra accessories. What do I absolutely need as a beginner to start my pizza journey?
So the first thing, placement peel. So this is where you can either build the pizzas right on top of here, build it on a surface, and then slide it into there. And this is where you are going to be placing it into the oven,
okay.
So this is a very important tool in the pizza making process.
Okay.
Another one that's very, very handy is the turning peel.
Also
So-
called a peel.
Yes, they are both peels, both important
Placement
tools.
peel, turning peel.
Yes,
Okay.
so this allows you to maneuver the pizza while you're not taking it away from the heat. But definitely a tool you're gonna need to practice with,
Okay.
okay?
Turning peel
Turning
to
peel.
turn the pizza.
Yes. Now, the other tool that I think is very important is an infrared thermometer. So that is gonna tell you the ambient temperature.
This
in
thermometer,
Yes.
ambient as in air?
Yes, the ceiling temperature essentially.
okay.
Whereas this is gonna tell you the surface temp. Because pizza bakes from the bottom up and top down.
So this tells you the temperature of the stone.
Yes, which is crucial when making pizza.
And this is an extra purchase.
Yes,
Okay.
so this is definitely, I think, a very important tool to have for beginner or advanced pizza maker.
What's this guy?
This is our pizza server cutting board, and essentially when the pizza comes out, you're gonna be placing it right on this guy.
So I
to
take the
cut it.
pizza out,
Yep.
place it on this, and then cut it with.
Pizza server, yep. And then you've
These
got
look
two
like
different kinds.
cutting
So
devices.
you've got a pizza rocker, and then you've got a pizza wheel. At the end of the day, it's whatever you're most comfortable using. So a rocker will get you a nice straight cut all the way across, okay?
Oh, wow.
So go from one side to the other,
Okay.
and then one side to the other, just like that. My personal preference is the wheel, the traditional one, and you just go through like that.
I'm kind of a rocker girl, I think.
Yeah, you're a
That
rock
thing
star.
looks pretty
Pizza rock
badass.
stars. Yeah, it is pretty badass. And they're incredibly sharp.
Okay, so accessories, oven curing.
Yep.
Let's make some pizza.
Let's make some pizza.
Wish me luck.
You're not gonna need it. You're born natural pizza rock star.
I am. Pizza hero. Okay, so we're ready to make pizza, but I'm not ready to make dough because it's intimidating.
Making dough can be intimidating, but it's gonna yield the best result. Here we have some frozen dough that we got from the local supermarket, and we are gonna be popping these into the nice Gozney dough box.
Oh.
And it's got this little insert there, which we're gonna oil. If you don't have a dough box, you're just gonna let this slack in the refrigerator. Definitely wanna stick it in an airtight container to prevent it from getting
just like a
dry
Tupperware.
skin. Yep, Tupperware with a lid.
And our store-bought dough generally isn't frozen, it's just refrigerated. Do we-
Sometimes comes frozen, sometimes comes refrigerated. At the end of the day, you wanna make sure it's allowed to sit in the refrigerator for like 24 hours from a frozen state. But if you're purchasing it from the store, chances are it's already been sitting out for about 24 hours in a refrigeration. And then from there, you're gonna just let it proof at room temp.
Okay.
So these we're gonna pop in here and then allow this dough box to sit in our refrigerator for about 24 hours so that this dough slacks off and begins to proof. And then essentially it's just gonna sit in this guy
Okay.
in the refrigerator, like I said.
24 hours.
24, 48, somewhere around there.
And when you say proofing,
So proofing is essentially when you're gonna allow this, you pull it out of the refrigerator, or you buy it from the store, you leave it out at room temperature until it doubles or triples in volume. Typically you wanna use it when it at least doubles in volume.
and the store-bought ones from the refrigerator, do you leave them in the plastic bag to proof then,
You
or
can,
do you take them out?
but it depends on the size of the dough ball that you get from the market. So it could be like a 1 pound dough ball. You want to divide that up into smaller portions, or a 2 pound dough ball.
Okay.
But using, these guys, you want to be somewhere around like a 250 gram dough ball, or like a 10 ounce to 12 ounce dough ball in each one of these.
Okay.
This is what the dough is going to look like 24 hours later, and it's actually been sitting out at room temperature for about 4 hours now for its proof.
Okay, so you kept it in the refrigerator to thaw for 24 hours, then you pull it out and let it proof at room temperature for about 4 hours.
That time at room temperature is going to vary depending on the ambient temperature.
And
So-
you just know by looking at how much
just
it's
looking
expanded?
Yep. So it's nearly doubled in volume, if not tripled in volume, from the time that we stuck it in there and left it in the fridge, and then pulled it out at room temperature for its proof. All right.
Oh,
So
okay,
just
whoa.
be gentle when taking that off. You see they're kissing the lid just a little bit.
Do you not want them to tear?
Oh, we want to maintain the integrity of those proof dough balls. 'cause
There is
we want-
no way I would have removed that lid as slowly as you did. Hey, let's do
ripped
this.
it off. But the biggest thing is just keeping it round. And the nice thing about this tray is it allows you to keep that dough nice, round in shape. So it goes from here to your tabletop, floured up. We've got some semolina flour here.
Why semolina flour?
So it's a little bit more coarse of a grind, but these are gonna act like ball bearings on the pizza peel, the placement peel. That's gonna allow that pizza to slide nice and easy off of that peel.
Okay, and it didn't look like you put much on there. I would have dumped
I
like
mean, you
half
can
that
go
on there.
heavy with it.
That felt chefy.
Yeah,
you
go
know?
heavy with it.
Heavy
Get
it up.
messy. I'm gonna pull one of these guys out.
You're just very gently removing it.
Yeah. So I'm just popping it in this bowl of flour, coating both sides. So that
Dredging.
dredging.
Well, don't tear it. Don't tear
Oh
it.
yeah, that's okay to pop those little bubbles. It's
Okay,
okay.
all
It's
right.
okay. If we don't pop those bubbles, they're just gonna burn inside the oven.
Oh, okay. Because it's so thin.
Yes.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay.
Generously sprinkle some flour on top. So you're gonna think of this as a clock. You got 12, 3, 6, and 9. So working from the center, you're gonna push down and towards the perimeter. We're not pushing down and out. We're just pressing down, working towards that perimeter to form that crust.
I've got a big bubble forming. Do I need to pop that?
So you will.
Oh, I messed up already.
It's okay. Here in the middle, we're working towards the perimeter, and now I'm leaving like a finger width throughout, okay? Because I've worked so hard to get that dough nice and airy. And I want to keep that air around the crust so you get nice puffy crust. So I started from the middle, working up to 12, working around the perimeter, maintaining that same thickness.
What type of pizza is this that we're making, by
So
the
this is more like a Neapolitan style pizza.
Okay.
From the middle of the clock up to 12, working around the perimeter, but I'm stopping right where it's 3 and 9. Flipping it.
You maybe jumped the gun.
And then look at what I'm doing. Working again from the middle of the clock up to 12. Got my thickness around the perimeter, passing 3 and 9. Just like
I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't jump ahead here. Did you flip it again?
yeah, so
Oh, you just go back and forth.
Yeah, you can work it both ways.
But this seems like a tiny pizza.
This is going to be about a 10 to 12 inch pizza.
So how do you get the really big ones if you don't keep
So-
pressing them out?
That's where we go to stretching it. So you can do it a couple different ways. The steering wheel, so think of holding it up at 12 o'clock and you're grabbing 3 up to 12. 3 up to 12.
We're taking a left-hand turn.
Yeah, just driving in a circle right now.
Cruising to the pizza joint.
Or you can drape it over your knuckles and then just allow gravity to pull it. The dough's gonna stretch out on its own as long as you allow gravity to pull it.
Mine's not looking like yours,
It's
Louis.
coming along. All right,
See him just toss.
give it a toss. Look at that. You're natural.
I did it. Wow. Never would have tried that on my own. Wait, yours is so big and mine's so small.
But again, you just gotta allow it to open up naturally. So if you continue that process, you'll see it. And it's really allowing the weight of the dough to open it up. No, you're doing a great job.
I am.
Yeah.
I'll do this. Slapping.
And then you see how you have that
Slap.
thin bubble there around the
Just-
perimeter? Just pop that, because again, that's just gonna burn in the oven.
I'm feeling kind of good about this, actually.
It's looking
though.
good.
Like, it's looking good, right?
Yeah. All right, so we are going to start topping.
Do we need to
our
make sure the
pizza.
flour's underneath the pizza again, or what?
So
is this
I
gonna
mean,
be okay?
it's completely fine. So whenever you're going to be putting it onto the peel, you want it to have, a little dusting of flour on the peel, kind of clear some of that flour off.
Okay.
And then from there, again, thinking this as a clock, right in the middle, we're gonna add a couple spoonfuls of sauce, and then working in a circular motion out to the edge.
You went counterclockwise on that one.
Either or counter. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
And I like to leave a nice little gap between the crust and that sauce, because otherwise it's going to burn on those crust edges when those crusts puff up. You're natural.
No one saw that, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. Basil or basil.
Basil. We're in England.
Be strategic about it. You want a little bit of basil on each slice. So if we cut this into 4 or 6, we got a little bit on each. You want to be able to see that tomato.
What type of pizza is this?
This is going to be just a margarita-ish. Less is more when it comes to pizza, specifically like Neapolitan style pizza,
Okay.
which is going to be a high temp, fast fire pizza.
And why is less more on a Neapolitan?
All in all, the pizza is going to be in there for 60 to 90 seconds. So if you have too many ingredients on there, they're not going to melt all the way. So you'll have some unmelted cheese. Last but not least, drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to do mine first.
I think that's a good idea, Louis.
Yeah, I'll do mine first. Little dusting of flour on there. From there, you can either pull it onto your peel or you can slide it underneath.
You made that look so
All you gotta do
easy.
is just press this against that table and work underneath.
Okay.
All right, give it a try. Give it a try, just like that. Look at that. And that's fine, even if it was just slightly on.
It went off the side and I got a lot
Yeah.
of flour on there and it's feeling hectic.
Yeah, even if you got it on like halfway, you could pull that dough the rest of the way.
Okay. So don't be afraid to pull it on.
So if you got like that, you can go like this. One of the biggest things that can be intimidating about getting the pizza off the peel is that it can stick. So in order to prevent that from happening, we stretched out our pizza on a nice, generously floured surface. And then from there, I coated it with a little bit of flour.
And the
on that
semolina
peel.
flour, which
Yeah,
really
you can
helps,
use
right?
semolina or a blend of semolina and type 00. The big thing though is when you're going from your surface to the peel, you want to make sure it's not resting on this peel for too long because sometimes it can stick to that peel.
Oh.
But you can always give it a little shimmy to make sure it's not stuck to that peel. And then from there, just getting it a little bit bigger because when you shimmy it, it's going to naturally want to come
Shrink
in.
up. Okay. All right.
And then we're
The
going...
moment of truth. Wait,
Yeah.
what's the temperature in here?
So right now we're
We're
at about
good?
900.
Okay.
We're going off to the right side and it's going to be a quick...
Place and pull.
Exactly. So you're going in once you hit your set location, pull it away.
Okay.
And then that dough is going to stick to that stone, and all you're doing is essentially pulling that peel away from the pizza.
Okay.
Where I encourage everyone to practice on a tabletop, get familiar with the motion, and then from there into the oven once you feel confident enough.
Okay.
But you got to be confident when doing it.
Pizza
Simple
knows
as that.
if you're nervous.
Yeah.
It's like bees and dogs. It can
It's just
sense your fear.
Pizza. Our
Whoa,
pizza
it's already
puffing up a little
puffing up.
bit. Yup. And from there, just adding a little heat, using our nice little turning peel.
What are you checking for there on the bottom?
Oh, just for a little color on the bottom.
Wow, this looks so good. Wow, this is cooking so fast.
Yeah, we're ripping.
And how do you know when to turn it? How are you?
So I'm just kind of watching and looking for consistent coloring throughout. Nice golden brown. So she's ready.
She's a beaut.
And then from there, you have a nice caramelized pizza.
Great.
You see how you have balance of like red, white, orange on there? If you put too much cheese, sometimes that doesn't happen. You
Okay.
just hide everything because of the cheese. But less is more is definitely the way to go. You ready to make your own though?
Yeah, let's do it.
First step, a little bit
Little
of flour.
dusting.
Yup,
Little dusting.
little dusting.
Okay.
Perfect. Then from there, underneath, look at that.
All right, and then I stretch it out a little bit.
Don't be scared of it. You're gonna essentially take this, go 9 to 3 o'clock, and then 12 and 6.
Okay, it's on there.
And then
Going
once you
in.
go in to your set location, go
Okay.
all the way to the back of that oven. Oh, look at
Oh, I
that.
touched the back. I touched the back.
It's okay.
Should
It's
I pull it forward?
It's just kissing the back a little bit. We'll let it cook for a minute.
All right.
So
All
you're
right, and
starting
when
to
do I
see
start turning?
some coloring happening on the left side. So we're gonna get that guy underneath there. And essentially, yep, you are just rotating it.
This guy's got to get away from the flame, right? The part that's cooking's got to turn.
Yep.
All right, I'm getting the hang of this turning peel.
Yeah, you're a natural.
And I pull it out on the turning peel to keep that clean.
Yes.
Okay.
Notice the difference in the stretch.
No?
So from there,
We need some parm or pecorino.
all right, so I'm
out
going to
here.
use a pizza wheel. You're a pizza
I'm
rock star.
gonna-
You're going to use the pizza rocker. All
I'm
right.
going to rock this pizza. Tonight we slice. It's a slogan. It's like a Gozney slogan.
I always cut first, then garnish.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So I like going.
Whoa.
We're going to cut this guy right into. Let's do 4. Let's do 4 slices. All right. One way and
Still
the
not
other.
prepared.
So yours is a little different. You're going to go through
So what
one
do I do
side.
here?
You're rocking from one side to the other, just like that.
I
Yep.
am rocking.
All the way through.
Wow, that is
Nice
sharp.
slice.
That cut, and I didn't have to do the whole banging thing.
Well, I mean, mine's because I have a bad habit because I have dull pizza cutters at my shop.
Oh, all right, I'm gonna cut the other way. And no bang. Oh, did I get that one?
Yeah, it's perfect. So I like to cut first, then garnish. I'm gonna give it a little dusting.
Parm or pecorino?
Pecorino Romano.
Yum.
Some basil leaves.
Basil.
Just a couple torn bits throughout.
This looks delicious.
And then last but not least, a little blessing of olive oil.
Is there a favorite olive oil? Like,
I like Sicilian olive oil,
I didn't do it like you. You did it clockwise, and I did it like a
All over.
sporadic
like a
situation.
rock star.
Yes. Rockstar pizza, clockmaker pizza. Cool. We did it.
And then we eat it.
We eat it. Do you want to have my pizza and I'll eat your pizza?
All right, fine. You don't have to yell.
Wow.
Ah. Nicely done.
I mean,
Do you feel like a pro?
I feel like I could definitely take it from here.
All right,
got this.
my work's done here, folks.
Okay, cool. So delicious. What's next?
I'm gonna show you how to make some more styles of pizza.
All right. Okay, so we made a Neapolitan pizza earlier. And what are these two types of pizzas?
So these are two popular regional American styles of pizza. So you have a New York style and a Detroit style. This is going to be lower hydration dough, a little bit more texture in this dough, and it's baked a little bit slower. Okay. So lower temperature, less water leads to a crispy, crunchy crust. Whereas this one's a pan pizza, and this is a Detroit style pizza. And some of the unique characteristics about Detroit style pizza is the crispy caramelized cheese all the way around the perimeter. And this also is a little bit different than Neapolitan in the sense of it has a lot more water content in the actual dough itself, and it's baked in a pan. And you see how it has no sauce on it? It's actually finished with the sauce on top of the pizza. Oh. So the sauce was heated up hot, and we actually put it in a cast iron, heated it up in the oven.
What kind of a pan do you cook this in? You said it's shaped, but do you have to buy a specific pan for this pizza, or?
Typically blue steel pan. That's the one that's going to lead to the best results for Detroit style pizza.
Okay.
So remember how I was saying the texture's a little bit different, nice and crunchy throughout? A big thing about using an oven like this is it allows you to get that spotting underneath the undercarriage. Oh. So you've got nice, consistent charring spotting underneath there.
And you want
as
that.
well as, yes.
It's not a burn.
No, it's definitely not burnt. It's char, leopard spotting. That's a beautiful base on a pizza, in my opinion.
Okay.
So cutting first, I am going to cut this one. And this was actually a 14-inch pizza, so I'm going to cut this one into 6 slices.
Oh yeah, I can see that that crust is kind of thinner than that Neapolitan you made.
Yes, much thinner and crispier. You hear that crunch all the way through, which is nice. And then you can use a wheel or a rocker on this one, again, because I prefer wheel. So remember how we proofed that dough at room temp?
Yeah.
That's going to allow you to get those pockets of air on the outer crust. And for like a pan pizza, this was proofed in a pan for a few hours. And you see that nice, springy, light, airy texture throughout that entire dough there.
And why does the sauce need to be warm?
You don't want to put cold sauce on the pizza.
Oh, right, because it usually cooks with the pizza. Yeah.
Hot pizza sauce going on top. And we're going to do racing stripes. Detroit red top. Basil.
You like a piece per bite, I feel like.
Yeah, one to two.
I'm starting to figure out his style a little bit here.
Less is more. And then from there, nice garnish of Pecorino Romano. And there you are, my friend. That's looking lovely.
Wow.
And for this style pizza, you're looking for a crunchy crust. This one also, you got nice crispy edges, but you look inside of there, it's a sponge-like texture.
Yeah.
But fermentation's everything when it comes to pizza making.
All right, I'm gonna try this guy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
What do you think?
It's really good.
Have you had Detroit style pizza before?
No.
It's f***ing great.
It's f***ing great.
It'll make you want to take a nap after a few squares, but it's good.
Yeah, this crust, I'm gonna jump in on that crust.
That crispy caramelized cheese. It's almost like a parm crisp.
Oh my gosh,
all the way around.
That is so good. Is my face covered in oil? That is so good.
A little bit. Here's that drool.
It's new lip gloss.
So you can use a home oven to make pizza. You still make a solid pizza in the home oven, but you need something like a stone or a steel, but you're still not going to achieve such a nice spring.
And you don't get this char, right? This beautiful coloring.
Yeah, you're not going to be
flavor.
able to achieve as nice of a char and coloring in a home oven.
Right. So I've made pizza in my home oven before, but it's never really looked like this. And why is that?
So a big piece is the heat retention. In comparison, a home oven, it doesn't get nearly as hot as something like this. Most ovens are up to like 500 to 550, maybe 600 degrees. And most pizzas should be baked at a minimum of like 550 Fahrenheit. You nailed it. Smashed it. Looks like you're enjoying that Detroit style square.
It's really good. Thank you to Louis for teaching me so much about getting started on the Gozney and making all these different types of pizzas. I am next going to be learning all about dough from Bung, aka leopard crust. So see us back here for the next episode to watch me probably crash and burn making dough.
That's not gonna happen.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hope you learned a ton. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
It's good seeing ya. Check check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. Glenn, sound guy.
I know. Hi. Welcome to episode 1 of How to Pizza. I really don't know how to use these things, you guys.
Say less. Say less. Don't say anything. Be less awkward. So
Okay.
I try to go deeper into the oven, so I'm gonna be shooting for around there, because the back
Okay.
of